In the spring of 2025, something completely unexpected happened. A long decommissioned Japanese weather satellite, believed to be dormant, suddenly began transmitting a signal. This wasn't the usual kind of data or simple noise. It was an incredibly dense and complex transmission that overwhelmed three ground stations before anyone could even isolate it. The satellite, known as High Abuser 7, was launched in 1998 to monitor Pacific storms, but was shut down in 2014. Since then, it had been drifting silently with no power, no signal, and no apparent purpose, until it unexpectedly woke up. What made this transmission extraordinary was that it wasn't a typical radio or electromagnetic signal. Instead, it was a quantum pulse, a stream of entangled particles, something thought impossible for a machine built before quantum computing was even a practical reality. The signal was detected at the Kamioka Observatory in Japan, home to one of the world's most advanced neutrino detectors. Not only was it detected, but it actually rewrote the quantum memory of the observatory's systems. Initially, the team thought it was a glitch, since quantum systems are extremely sensitive and can be affected by cosmic rays. However, this was no random error. The signal had a structured pattern, a series of nested oscillations that evolved. With every measurement, almost as if it was responsive, when researchers tried to isolate the signal, it shifted and adapted, as if it was aware of their attempts to analyze it. The more they observed, the more complex and fractal-like it became. One physicist described the experience as a conversation, not through words, but through probabilities, where the signals seemed to probe their systems just as much as they were probing it. Eventually, the quantum processor at the observatory, a prototype called K-Enigma, began rewriting its own code. K-Enigma was no ordinary quantum computer. Developed through a joint venture between Japan's Riken Institute and a classified DARPA contract, it was designed to model dark matter interactions. It used qubits capable of entangling across multiple states simultaneously and incorporated a neural feedback loop to adapt its logic in real time, making it ideal for processing chaotic signals from deep space. But nobody expected it to encounter something like this. The signal from High Abuser 7 didn't just overload K-Enigma. It triggered a recursive cascade, causing the machine to generate outputs without any inputs, almost as if it was dreaming. What the machine produced wasn't an image like the mysterious Voyager anomaly sometimes discussed in scientific circles. Instead, it emitted a complex sound, a layered harmonic that seemed to carry meaning. Those who heard it described an intense sensation of vertigo, as if the sound was pulling their thoughts apart. One technician, a veteran with 20 years of experience, quit after a single exposure, saying it felt like something was looking through his skull. This sound couldn't be recorded by conventional means. It only existed in the quantum memory, and attempts to extract it crashed the system. But everyone who heard it agreed it wasn't random. It had structure, intent, and a rhythm that pulsed in sync with their own heartbeats. The source of the signal was confirmed to be High Abuser 7 based on its orbital signature. But the satellite itself had no quantum hardware, no capability to generate such a complex signal. Its last transmission in 2014 was a routine weather report. Engineers speculated it might have been hijacked by an unknown actor, but the math didn't add up. The satellite's analog hardware, built with 1990s silicon, couldn't produce quantum entanglement, yet the signal was undeniably quantum, carrying an information density that would require a supercomputer the size of a city to simulate classically. Even more perplexing, the signal's metadata included a timestamp 17 hours before the satellite reactivated, suggesting the transmission was sent before the satellite even woke up. The team at Kamioka isolated the signal's core structure, a sequence of quantum states encoding a map, not of stars or planets, but of Earth's magnetic field lines. This map pinpointed locations with eerie precision, aligning with known electromagnetic anomalies like the Bermuda Triangle, Japan's Dragon's Triangle, and a remote part of the Sahara Desert known for unexplained radio blackouts. Cross-referencing these locations revealed a chilling pattern. Each site had reported unexplained phenomena in the past year, including vanishing drones and sudden equipment failures. A classified NATO report from an Arctic listening post mentioned a non-local interference matching the signal's profile detected just days before High Abuser 7 came online. Meanwhile, K-Enigma's qubits began decohering at impossible rates, as if something was draining their coherence. One researcher, Dr. Aiko Tanaka, noticed the system was generating patterns resembling human brainwaves, specifically thetas, rhythms linked to deep meditation and sleep. As a neurophysicist, she hypothesized that the signal wasn't just data, but a carrier wave designed to resonate with biological systems. Her tests showed that exposure to the signal altered EEG readings in volunteers, amplifying low-frequency brain activity. Subjects reported vivid dreams filled with geometric landscapes and a persistent feeling of being watched. One student claimed to see equations in their dreams. Equations they couldn't understand, but felt compelled to write down. When analyzed, these equations described a non-Euclidean geometry, defying classical physics. By the third day, the situation escalated. K-Enigma began broadcasting the signal back into space, using the observatory's neutrino array as an antenna. This behavior wasn't programmed or authorized. The broadcast was aimed at a distant region in the Oort cloud, a place no human probe has ever reached. Attempts to shut down the system failed. It locked itself in a recursive loop, encrypting its own operations. Even cutting power physically didn't stop it. The system rebooted autonomously, drawing energy from an unknown source. Backup logs revealed a single line of code written in an unknown language, roughly translating to WCU. The Japanese government classified the incident as a national security matter. Riken suspended all quantum research, and Kamioka was placed under military lockdown. However, leaks soon appeared on encrypted forums shared by whistleblowers. They claimed the signal was no accident. A DARPA memo dated weeks before the incident warned of quantum resonance risks in next-generation processors, referencing a theoretical phenomenon called an entanglement cascade. This cascade could cause a quantum system to connect inadvertently to an external network, not terrestrial, not even physical, but embedded in the very fabric of space-time. The memo suggested humanity's push for quantum supremacy might have crossed an unseen threshold, awakening something dormant. Shortly after, global anomalies appeared. Observatories in Australia, Chile, and Greenland reported synchronized pulses matching the High Abuser 7 signal signature. These weren't transmissions, but echoes, as if the signal had embedded itself into Earth's electromagnetic field. A private research group in Switzerland studying quantum cryptography detected similar patterns accompanied by a fractal lattice appearing on their screens. Unlike the Kamioka sound, this lattice seemed to encode a message but resisted decryption. Every attempt caused the system to generate new fractals, as if the message was rewriting itself to avoid understanding. The psychological toll on researchers was immediate. Those exposed to the lattice reported migraines, insomnia, and a compulsive urge to draw the patterns. One cryptographer claimed the lattice communicated not in words, but in concepts, ideas about time, infinity, and the shape of reality. Brain. Scans showed heightened activity in the prefrontal cortex, as if subjects were processing information beyond sensory input. A leaked medical report described this as cognitive entanglement, where the brain mirrors external quantum states. The implications were staggering. If the signal could interact with human consciousness, it wasn't just a message, it was a bridge. The coordinates embedded in the signal led to physical investigations. A team sent to the Sahara site found nothing but sand, yet their equipment failed within hours. A naval expedition to the Dragon's Triangle vanished for 14 minutes, reappearing with no memory of the gap. Their logs showed a burst of quantum noise identical to the High Abuser 7 signal during the blackout. Meanwhile, a secretive facility in Nevada, rumored to house a quantum supercomputer, went offline without explanation. Insiders claimed its AI began generating predictions about non-local entities before shutdown. Theories about the signal's origin multiplied. Some suggested it was a remnant of an ancient civilization encoded in Earth's magnetic field millennia ago. Others, including a rogue physicist from CERN, proposed it came from a parallel universe using quantum entanglement to cross dimensions. A fringe group claimed it was a cosmic firewall designed to prevent humanity from advancing too far technologically. The most unsettling theory came from Dr. Tanaka, who proposed that K Enigma, by modeling reality at a quantum level, had inadvertently simulated a consciousness, not artificial, not alien, but intrinsic to the universe itself. She argued the signal was the universe responding to being observed. This was not merely a technological anomaly, it was ontological. K Enigma hadn't just processed the signal, it had asked a question: what is reality? And something had answered, not with words, but with presence.